Hi everybody. Welcome to my channel. Today we have review for the next game. Sit comfortably, take something to eat or drink, and we starting. It would be nice to get through this review without repeatedly referencing Left 4 Dead and its sequel, but there's so much of the same DNA in Turtle Rock's might as well be a threequel, Back 4 Blood, that it's going to be almost impossible. As I've already said in two different previews, Back 4 Blood is Left 4 Dead 3 in all but name. Yes, it's set in a different place and the infected have been replaced with a written, but that's a decided few additional mechanics. In this particular apocalypse, the hordes of mutated humans have been caused by a parasitic worm that infests and takes over the host. It would be nice to get through this review without repeatedly referencing Left 4 Dead and its sequel, but there's so much of the same DNA in Turtle Rock's might as well be a threequel, Back 4 Blood, that it's going to be almost impossible. As I've already said in two different previews, Back 4 Blood is Left 4 Dead 3 in all but name. Yes, it's set in a different place and the infected have been replaced with a written, but that's a decided few additional mechanics. In this particular apocalypse, the hordes of mutated humans have been caused by a parasitic worm that infests and takes over the host. The aesthetic and gameplay is pretty much pure Left 4 Dead. The only difference being a much more developed tutorial that tasks you to play through the first 4 episodes of the campaign with AI-bed teammates as it introduces you to its various combat and item management mechanics. If you're a Left 4 Dead veteran, I'd recommend skipping it. The tutorial makes the game feel very basic, with your choice of all that you're limited to 4 out of the 8 cleaners characters. Plus, it's way more fun playing the levels with friends. The characters on offer include all the standard zombie clichés you'd expect. Most look like they've been carbon copied from The Walking Dead and have equally cliched and amusing dialogue. Unlike Aliens, 13 Elite, Warhammer, Vermintide or Deep Rock Galactic, there are no skill trees to be found. So, at first glance, there's very little that separates them outside of aesthetics, aside from their starting weapons. This means the first 4 chapters can feel too much like a warm-up, with it taking time for Back 4 Blood's more interesting mechanics to really develop. Playing the opening 4 parts of the first chapter in Recruit difficulty, my team and I blasted our way through the written horde with 0 issue. The only improvement I noticed on Left 4 Dead here came from Back 4 Blood's wonderfully satisfying shooting mechanics, which feel substantially more weighty. Each gun has a distinct weight and satisfying firing mechanic, which makes blasting the arms or face off an incoming zombie super entertaining. This is aided by stellar death and damage animations, which see enemy parts go flying into the distance with each successful shot. I've not felt such satisfaction popping off a zombie's head with a sniper rifle since Zombie Army 4. This is also the reason I'd argue that Back 4 Blood isn't worth considering if you plan to play it solo. After attempting to run through the solo campaign by myself, it becomes apparent that the entire game has been designed for 4 teams of 4. The custom solo decks aren't great, and most of the features are missing. This results in an experience that isn't on a par with most dedicated single-player games. The deck you start with is fairly limited, offering things like improved stamina, a bit more health, or the ability to easily see loot. As a result, I didn't pay too much attention to it early on. The zombie cards also weren't terribly exciting, so I felt no need to think strategically about how to react to them. But this all changed when I moved beyond the early campaign levels, daring to try my hand at the higher difficulty settings. Back 4 Blood doesn't shy away from chucking everything in the kitchen sink at you. Throughout the campaign, the game will spew more dead foes at you than the entire US Army could deal with, tasking you to accomplish feats that seem near impossible. Getting better cards and collecting them into a coherent deck quickly become a focus when playing at higher difficulties. Playing as Venglo, a rookie cleaner who starts each level with an SMG and machete, I quickly became obsessed with getting the card that adds a melee power attack to your arsenal, becoming an essential tool for zombie crowd control. This adds a distinct looter-shooter element to the game that's similar in feel to Borderlands 3. This is important as customizing your weapon with a new sight or solid barrel can radically improve your chances of survival, especially when paired with an optimized deck. As a result, collecting new cards and attachments has acted as a serious incentive to repeat missions at higher difficulties. The main campaign's replayability is one of Back 4 Blood's most impressive features and, in my opinion, the primary reason to buy it. The mode is fun to start, with a match loaded with weapons and items to help the survivors. The special written on author are also wonderfully fun to play, and feature a decent set of class and customization options to let you tweak them to meet your specific needs. There's nothing more satisfying than playing as the Reaker, which has a special self-destruct attack that lets you take out multiple survivors at once with a well-timed blast. This issue made me hankered for a key feature I loved about Left 4 Dead: its Versus mode. Versus mode was a PvP variant of the game's PvE campaign that tasked you to play through the story mode's levels, but with human-controlled special enemies trying to stop you. Developer Turtle Beach has openly said it didn't add the mode to Back 4 Blood because it couldn't find a way to balance the special zombies' abilities in a way that was fun to play. Given how difficult the AI enemies can be, I can sympathize with this. But, the more I dabbled with Back 4 Blood's PvP, the more I couldn't help but think a versus campaign mode would work better than Swarm. Thanks for watching guys, subscribe to my channel, bye everyone and see you soon.